following content is brought to you by Social Inform Media.
This story is brought to us from the SanJoseInside.com, as opposed to the San Jose Outside. It's the SanJoseInside.com. Now, we're looking at San Jose police here, and they're saying that a federal jury has sent mixed signals in awarding $1 million to the family of a victim of a police shooting. But the federal jury, now this is big time, Sora. A federal jury last week found that San Jose police officer Michael Pena used excessive force in the fatal shooting of Jacob Dominguez, and that the city should pay his widow, Jessica Dominguez, and the 3 children $1 million in compensatory damages. Now, this is an August 31st verdict of this year. In the civil trial, the jury did not rule on whether the widow and children were entitled to punitive damages, just compensatory damages. But Dominguez, who was 33, was shot by police on September 15, 2017, while sitting in his car after he had been stopped by officers near Penitencia Creek Road and White Road in East San Jose. Police said at the time they believed Dominguez, a suspect in an armed robbery 3 days before the shooting, was reaching for a gun, but he was unarmed. Officer Michael Pena reportedly fired his police rifle through the window of the suspect's vehicle, killing Dominguez. The jurors in the U.S. District Court in San Jose rejected the family's lawsuit claims that Pena violated Dominguez's 4th and 14th Amendment rights. The verdict also included some mixed signals about the incident. Well, they awarded him $1 million in compensatory damages, but then backing up, they said, well, we don't believe he violated his 4th and 14th Amendment rights. Well, if he wrongfully killed him, I mean, the officer's not, it doesn't say he's being charged with a crime. But if they're saying he used excessive force in shooting him where he died, wouldn't that be a violation of his 4th Amendment to be secure in his person and secure in his property, i.e. in the car? I don't know. I'm a little educated. I made it past 4th grade. I can read the Constitution. In response to a specific question from the judge after a week-long trial, the jury ruled that Dominguez had dropped his hands and leaned forward before Pena fired his gun, a key contention of the city in justifying the shooting. Now, we don't know if he did. We don't know why. Maybe he was reaching for the door handle to get out. We don't know. But they're saying he was unarmed. They did say that. The jury also rejected providing any specific award to cover Dominguez's loss of financial support or for his funeral expenses or for the loss of his love, companionship, comfort, care, assistance, protection, affection, society, moral support, and or training and guidance. Basically the loss of a father and husband. I guess they just say that. In a statement to San Jose Inside, the city manager's office said the jury's mixed verdict reflects the complicated issues raised by the case. The jurors, the office said, did not believe that the officer shot Mr. Dominguez while he had his hands up in compliance with their commands. The statement said, suggesting the verdict might not stand, that we anticipate post-trial motion practice to ensure the outcome of this case reflects the law applicable to police use of force. So, in other words, they might not get the $1 million. Right? If the verdict doesn't stand, they could reverse it and say, or during an appeal, you're not going to get your $1 million. I don't know. That would be sad. The jury ruled that San Jose police actions did not violate the constitutional 4th and 14th Amendments, which protect against unreasonable search or seizure and guarantees due process and equal protection under the law. Well, the 14th Amendment is rarely afforded in police incidents. We know that because a lot of times you're already guilty when the cop shows up. Forget due process. We know you did it because we got a call. The jury rejected lawsuit claims that Pena acted with malice, oppression, or reckless disregard to Dominguez's constitutional rights, or that Pena's conduct shocks the conscience because he acted with a purpose to harm Dominguez unrelated to a legitimate law enforcement objective. Wow, that is a mixed signal. The jury also ruled that Pena did not violate California's Bain Act, which protects Californians against interference with their state or federal rights by threats, intimidation, or coercion. In the lawsuit, Jessica Dominguez said that at the time of the shooting, her husband was not under arrest and was never a lethal threat to the police officers or anyone else. He never threatened use of force on himself or another. He had his hands raised above the steering wheel when he was fatally wounded by being shot in the head. Of course, fatally. And it goes on a little longer. You can click the link in the description box and read the last couple paragraphs there. But it's talking about what the lawsuit is alleging and what they want to get out of they want to claim in the lawsuit there. Bottom line is, there are a lot of mixed things going on. They're saying, the wife said his hands were above the steering wheel. He got shot in the head. Or shot fatally. In the head. And the police are saying, well, he lowered his hands and then we had to shoot him. Then they're also saying he was unarmed. Well, we thought he had a gun. See, that goes back to that. I thought he had a gun, so I could shoot him, right? Of course. You're a cop. Got to protect yourself. But the real thing that gets me is how they're saying he didn't violate his 14th Amendment rights. He didn't get due process.